What's going on, everybody? So today's review is on an IEM that I have kind of fallen in love with for a while. It's always great to go to can gyms and stuff like that because you meet glorious people, and these glorious people will allow you to listen to their IEMs. And this IEM, I think it was back in SoCal last year, I found out one of the awesome members, Gold Verger, has a pair, and he was gracious enough to allow me to listen to it after the show. And that's always good because especially if it's something that you've kind of like focused on, but you just want to make sure that it's something that you want to purchase, or you want to make sure that it fits with the library of music you're working with. So he was kind enough again in Dallas to let me listen to his pair. And I was just throwing everything at it. But there was something that stuck out to me with this IEM. And it was the voices, the way it makes voices sound. Like, I was just so enamored with how male and female voices are just so raw and so awesome. So luckily, our friend A Screaming, who is the awesome friend of the channel, who allows us to review so many awesome IEMs, has allowed me to borrow his wonderful Oriolus Traillii JP. And that is what the review is going to be on today. Our review is going to be on the Oriolus Traillii JP, aka the Bird. The Oriolus Traillii JP, or I'm going to refer to it as the Bird, retails for $6,599. It's got 8 of those beautiful balanced armature drivers and 4 of the Sunyan electrostatic drivers. So a total of 12 drivers. The cool thing about the Oriolus Traillii is that it comes with a custom cable tuned for the Traillii based on the PW Audio 1960s cable. All right, so this beautiful set of the Bird was loaned to me by our awesome friend of the channel, A Screaming. And it's pretty cool. You've got this black, and you've got this design here, and then you've also got the red, and you can see inside and see the design. And one of the things that many people adore about the Traillii is the PW Audio cable that comes with it. And it's a very nice cable. In fact, lots of times you'll see Traillii by itself without its cable, and that's because a lot of people like rolling this cable onto other IEMs because it's a really, really good cable. So that is just a closer up look of the Oriolus Traillii. All right, so how do the Bird fit? They are I would say, medium size IEM. So haven't had any issues. They're extremely light. So one of those ones you can put in your ear, get a comfortable fit, and forget that you actually have it in there. As far as the awesome PW custom cable for it, I haven't had any issues with it. It has worked out. Sorry about that. Wife calling. Any issues with it? It's an excellent cable. It's a cable that a lot of people buy and then roll it onto other IEMs because it's that good. And lots of times you'll see that it's for sale, the Bird, without its cable. Well, that's why. But pound for pound, totally a great, great look. All right, so the most important part. You're like, Jonathan, man, you've been listening to everybody's Bird, and you've been listening to the Bird so long. What did the Bird sound like? And the Bird sound great. That's it. Goodbye. That's the end of the review. Now, to get more in depth, the Oriolus Traillii, to this day, it was launched in 21, right? To this day, it is still one of the top, like the top IEM or the second in the water cooler polls. And I think they do 2 or 3 polls a year, which is incredible when you think about that. Like, just think about that for a second. It's a 4-year-old IEM, and it's still tops or is second on the water cooler poll. Like, that's kind of crazy. But that shows you the lasting power and just how well it's tuned. And I just find that amazing because I don't think there's any other IEM that has done something like that for this amount of time. And you talk to a lot of people about their Bird, and they're just as enamored with it as the first time they heard it. And that's something special. That's something like we don't see a lot of. You see it in other products and things like that, but since this is kind of a newish kind of thing, like this is a GOAT, I would say, greatest of all time, IEM, or a Hall of Famer because of its longevity. So I just had to put that out there because I just think that's phenomenal about it. So the Oriolus to me is this IEM that I can throw my entire library at it and have an enjoyable listening session, or super enjoyable listening session. Be it something without voices, so the Michael Leagues and things like that, the Bill Lawrences, pure jazz, things like that. It's got this nice sound stage, and there's excellent separation, and it just plays multiple genres of music very well. But the true magic of the Bird for me, and I know a lot of people feel this way, is the voices. It does voices. You know, there have been so many IEMs that have come out post when it launched, and I still don't feel like there are any that have such raw, emotional, amazing voices like the Traillii. And it's sometimes very, I don't know, if you are a person that loves listening to singers, then it's glorious. It's like they're singing to you. There's so much rawness, there's so much emotion. And that doesn't detract from everything else, though, because it does everything else extremely well. It's got this warm and analog sound that's just almost breathtaking. And then when you pop these voices onto it, it's just spectacular. So I've run through the voices, Luther Vandross. I've done some Brian McKnight. I've done some Aretha Franklin. I've done some of my current favorites right now, which would be the Billie Eilishes, Mariah Carey. Like, I've thrown so many voices, different voices. Just saying, sometimes you want to see if there's like a crack, you know? And like somebody's voice is like, ugh, like John Denver, Dolly Parton. Man, I've thrown everybody, all my favorites I've thrown at the Bird. And it has just sat there and looked at me and said, come at me, bro, because it's that good. So let's just talk about the frequencies for a second. So the bass, if you're listening to some current modern bassy music, it's BA bass, but it's not bad bass at all. And when it needs to thump, it'll thump. The mids, describe those. Very good with width, depth, and separation, and all the staging of the instruments, depending on what type of music you're listening to. The treble is there, and it's got extension to it, but it's not going to be in your face. And it's just, when you put it all together, it's just one of these IEMs that you can literally throw everything at it. And then on the cherry on top, of course, are the voices. So my only knock is because it is 2025 and it was 2021, I feel like there are quite a few IEMs that have more resolution than it does. And that's kind of the reason they came out with the titanium version, which we'll discuss in another review. So it's not a resolution monster, but that's fine, because if you were just going for the pure enjoyment of awesome, awesome voices, some of the best voices you'll ever hear, and just like an intimate moment between you and your favorite artist, then there's not one that does it better than the Bird. So is the Bird a buy? The Bird's super expensive. It's $6,500. And if that fits your budget, that's good. Luckily, though, you can find them around $3,000 used. And like, even though I said the one knock I have against it is resolution, there's such a uniqueness and specialness to the way the Bird does voices that it kind of negates that in a sense. For me, at least, it does. So if you're looking for one of the best vocal IEMs and a very, very good all-arounder IEM, then yes, the Bird would be good for you. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to ask, and I'll see you, boom, in the next